For the first time since their public split, renowned filmmaker Daniel Ademinokan has come forward with screenshots and receipts addressing his ex-wife, actress Stella Damasus. After years of keeping quiet, Daniel decided to set the record straight, responding to Stella's repeated narratives about their broken marriage. In a lengthy online message that has since gone viral, Daniel Ademinokan revealed that despite being separated for 5 years and legally divorced for 3, Stella allegedly continues to stir the waters by revisiting their past publicly. Stella has been out here giving exclusive interviews, podcast episodes, and maybe even dream sequences, replaying their broken marriage like it's Netflix content with no data limit. But it don't do. Daniel finally decided to log in, stretch his fingers, and type the most emotionally loaded tell-it-all episode the internet has seen in a while. According to him, while Madam Stella has been painting herself as the victim with a side part and soft lighting, she conveniently left out one tiny detail. She filed for the divorce. And not only that, Daniel claims she allegedly served both physical and emotional basbos, not just to him, but also to his son. As in, Daniel didn't just leave the marriage, he escaped like Moses from Egypt. In this video, we spill the details of what he revealed, the eyewitnesses he mentioned, and the receipts and screenshots he posted to back his claims. Let me remind you to hit the like button to like this video. If you are new here, drop a comment to indicate your presence, and let's get into the gist. One of the most startling parts of Daniel Ademinokan's revelation was the disturbing reason he gave for walking out of the marriage. He claimed the decision to leave was driven by a desperate need to protect both the mental health and the physical well-being of his son, hinting at a toxic and emotionally damaging environment Stella Damasus caused them both. Disturbingly, he alleged that during the course of their marriage, his son had been physically harmed by Stella, with bruises all over his body, to the extent that the boy once wore makeup to conceal injuries before going to school. According to him, this wasn't just about a stepmother disciplining her stepson. Daniel said that wahala inside that house could make a psychiatric hospital look like a spa. He claimed that staying in that marriage would have cost him his sanity and worse, endangered his son's life. He said that was the final straw, as in one day he looked at his son with Fenty Beauty on his face and said, "Omo, we're not doing this again," packed bags, grabbed his child, and vanished like a character at the end of a Yoruba movie. And in case anyone thinks he's making it up for clout or midlife crisis, he added that the boy is still alive, well, and very clear-eyed about what happened. No amnesia, no fairy tales. The child and other eyewitnesses, such as Wale and Linda, allegedly remember everything his son went through at the hands of Stella. And based on Daniel's tone, there's no plot twist that ends with a reconciliation brunch. Just when you thought Daniel had finished talking, the man said, "Hold my verbal tea," because guess what? He didn't just spill tea, he brewed an entire pot with ginger and turmeric and served it piping hot on the streets of social media. According to Daniel, one of the most confusing things in this whole drama is Stella Damasus acting like the divorce came as a surprise, that she saw it on YouTube and screamed, "When did I become single?" But Daniel wasn't having it. He reminded her than anyone else, reading from his sidelines, that she filed for the divorce. Yes, she was the one who went to court, paid legal fees, maybe even wore shades that day, and still has the receipts in her mailbox. But that wasn't even the peak of the wahala. Daniel took us into their marriage archives and pulled out one quote that still echoes in his head louder than morning devotion bells. He said, during one heated argument, not just your average "why didn't you soak the beans" fight, but a real marital WWE match, Stella looked him dead in the face and screamed, "I don't want to be here, but I have to be here." Che, that one touched Daniel's soul like thunder without rain. According to press the eject button on the marriage in real time, that one line became his burning bush. For Daniel, that wasn't just a red flag, it was the whole red carpet of get out now before you go mad. He said that was the day he knew he wasn't in a marriage. He was in a spiritual hostage situation, complete with emotional ransom and silent suffering. Even his mother, who was apparently aware of the chaos, felt like she was living in part 2 of Behind Closed Doors. But here's where Daniel dropped the mic. He didn't sneak out at midnight like Nollywood husbands who vanish with one traveling bag and their card documents. Nope. He said he made a bold daylight move. Sunday morning, Owambe, not yet started, packed his bags, his things, his son, packed his peace of mind and walked out like the last man standing in a war movie. And the kicker, Stella stood there, watched him walk out the door. No screaming, no chasing, no movie scene begging, just eyes wide open like she was watching the season finale of her own marriage. And to make sure nobody says he's forming story like scriptwriters, Daniel even mentioned his witnesses, Wale and Linda, 2 people who are still breathing in Dallas, United States, where they lived and can confirm everything that happened. As if the whole saga hadn't already given us enough drama to fill 10 episodes of tinsel, Daniel decided it was time to move from talk to evidence. Yes, this man came with receipts, screenshots and all, because in this Nollywood sequel, it's not enough to say your truth. You must back it up with PDF attachments and date stamps. So to finally silence the Daniel ghosted her committee, the man posted an email from Stella Damasus herself dated July 29, 2021, not 1921. Not something from Yahoo inbox archives. We are talking fresh Gmail certified evidence. In the email, Stella wasn't crying or begging him to come back. Nope. She was cool, calm, and collected like women who had fully loaded printed toner. She told Daniel to please send an address where she could forward the divorce papers. She calmly but clearly stated that after everything that had happened and the moment in September 2020 when Daniel moved out, according to her, at that point, she believed the next step was to handle the breakup like 2 reasonable adults and have a civil painless divorce. As in, Auntie had typed the email with full conviction, even using the proper grammar of a woman who already consulted legal counsel. She even gave Daniel options. Option A, send your address and I will deliver the papers to you. Option B, if the address makes you uncomfortable, send it to my lawyer. Translation, pick your poison. Just don't pretend you didn't see this email. But apparently, Daniel didn't respond. Maybe he was still in shock, still recovering from the marriage, or just trying to breathe without drama. But Stella, she doubled down and sent another follow-up email in August 2021, like an HR department chases someone who missed onboarding, insisting that she had made up her mind to move forward with a divorce. Now, Daniel is asking the public, so how can the same person who typed all these suddenly go on social media to say she found out about the divorce online? Even Nigerians that failed comprehension in secondary school are like, but ma, you literally wrote it with your own hands. As if Daniel Ademinokan's marital status history wasn't already reading like a Netflix limited series. Let's rewind for context. Before the Stella saga, that's now giving Nigerians high blood pressure and screenshot fatigue, Daniel was married to actress Doris Simeon, and together they had a son, David, back in 2008. That marriage unfortunately hit the rocks, and by 2011, they had officially joined the Exes Club. Then came Stella Damasus, the one that turned the internet into a courtroom. Daniel and Stella got married in 2012, a union that raised plenty of eyebrows at the time, especially since Stella was besties with Doris back in the day, just for another day. But by 2020, the love story had ended and Daniel had moved out, allegedly with peace of mind in one hand and his son in the other. Fast forward to 2023 and plot twist, Daniel got married again, this time to filmmaker Tope Oshin, another industry heavyweight, and an ex-wife of screenwriter Yinka Ogun. But this time, Daniel kept it classy and low-key. No bridal train doing TikTok, no abada flying on red carpet, just a small wedding in Houston, Texas, with close friends, with family, and zero hashtags. A peaceful wedding after years of public wahala. We love to see it. But just when people were ready to move on, maybe even start watching Stella's skincare tutorials in peace, one interview came back like a bad sequel. The infamous Teju babyface clip from 2023, now trending all over again. In the video, Stella looked dead serious, not one joke in her voice, and dropped the mic. She said she found out about her divorce on YouTube. Yes, you read that right. Not from a lawyer, not from her ex-husband, not even from a pigeon with a scroll. It was YouTube notification that allegedly told her she was single again. According to her phone started buzzing like she just dropped a hit single. Calls from friends, concerned messages, the usual "are you okay?" and check online, texts. Then she went online and boom, the marriage was over. She said it wasn't until someone called to confirm the gist that it truly sank in. Imagine waking up thinking you are still married and YouTube is like, breaking news, you are now available. Now Nigerians don't know who to believe. Daniel has emails, dates, witnesses, and possibly CCTV footage, while Stella has a viral interview and a heart full of disbelief. After all, the jaw-dropping revelations, screenshots, timeline corrections, and subtle buzzwords, Daniel Adebinokan didn't end things with fire and brimstone. No, the man took the matured man route and closed his statement like someone who now drinks herbal tea before bed and listens to jazz. He made it crystal clear this departure was final, not a trial separation, not let me breathe small. It was a full-on, spiritually certified, I can't come and kill myself exit. And he didn't just leave all for himself. He left for his son, whose childhood should never have had a makeup routine just to survive school. But even with all the drama, Daniel didn't go full abaya. In a tone that screamed, I healed, but I'm tired. He asked Stella for the one thing every Nigerian ex seems to struggle with: peace and privacy. He reminded her and all of us sipping this gist that he had kept quiet for years, not because he couldn't speak, but because he chose silence over scandal. According to him, he's now living a quieter, softer life, the type where your biggest fight is over what essential oil to diffuse at night. His tone was firm, but not hostile. It wasn't, you go hear from my lawyer. It was, I beg, let me rest. This was more of a spiritual boundary check than a social media war. Daniel basically said, I've moved on. You should too. Let's not turn our past into a permanent reality show. And honestly, that's the closure May weren't expecting, but absolutely needed. Because after all the drama, screenshots, wedding timelines, and emotional damage control, sometimes the best ending isn't another clapback. It's walking away with your edges, your peace, and your data intact. As Daniel bows out of the spotlight once again, one thing is certain: this man has officially unsubscribed from chaos. Stella, over to you. But please, not on YouTube again. Let peace reign. So if you enjoyed the video, quickly hit the subscribe button and like this video, then click on the video showing on the screen to watch the next video. Click it now before this very video ends. See you in the next video. Bye.